Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about where I've been, why I stopped posting, and all that fun stuff. Give you some context to the two meets I posted, and kind of what I plan on doing going forward. So, December of 2022, my doctor had ordered an MRI because my liver values are just pretty consistently elevated. And by elevated, they're floating at one point, if not on the line above reference range. So if the reference range is 40, my ALT is 41. Whatever. Um, anyways, the MRI showed I had a mass on my liver. Okay. I didn't want to get a biopsy at the time. The biopsy is pretty invasive. Nobody really wants to get a biopsy on the liver. Um, but so we scheduled a follow up MRI. I think it was 3 or 4 months later to see if anything was growing. And unfortunately, right after that Vice meet that I posted, had the MRI, and the mass that was on there on my liver had grown. Not a lot, just it was like a fraction of a millimeter. Um, so at that point, I was kind of obligated to get the biopsy to make sure I didn't have cancer, you know, all that fun stuff. And so last April, it was like April 25th or April 26th, I had the biopsy done. And as far as the procedure goes, um, I don't know if any of you have ever had a liver biopsy done, but they pick a big needle, they stick it in here, and it goes all the way over here. And the needle is like yay big. Um, so in that process, the surgeon ended up slicing open my hepatic artery. The hepatic artery going from the heart to the liver. Um, and so in that process, I ended up basically bleeding out. Um, After the procedure, I was it was in my little cot or my hospital bed, and I was just chilling, hanging out. I felt fine. I didn't have any of the symptoms that they talked about uh, pre-op about what I should look for in case this were to happen. There's no bleeding at the site, nothing. Everything was fine. Um, and so they discharged me, and I went to get up, and I went into full body convulsions. My abs were cramping as hard as they possibly could. I couldn't breathe. I was hyperventilating. I was in excruciating amount of pain. Um, Mind you, they shot me with pain stuff prior to the surgery, and some anti-anxiety meds beforehand, and so I still had those in, and I was in pain. A nurse thought I was just kind of being a baby, for lack of better words. There's a whole lot that went on, and I won't get into. But push comes to shove, they realized it was sliced open. Get rushed into emergency surgery. They fix me up. I'm good. I'm in the hospital. So that's a Monday, and after emergency surgery, now I'm inpatient. I'm in the hospital. I'm recovering. I've lost a lot of blood, and it's just pooling in my abdomen. And I've got a morphine drip, right? I've got a drip of Dilaudid, and I'm just kind of cranking that button. So I'm hurting. Like, it hurts to breathe. Any flexion of my abs hurt. My All this blood is in my stomach. So anything you do that move, and it's pushing against my abdominals, right? I feel like a pregnant woman. Um, so that was Monday. Tuesday, I'm there. And Tuesday night, my body's done. Blood pre- Blood pressure drops like under 100, like under 80. Pulse drops, blood pressure dropped. My body was done. So I get rushed to the ICU at sometime like 2 or 3 in the morning or something. I do another angio scan, and at some point I wake up in the ICU, um, and I'm looking at like my values on my chart. when I see liver failure, obviously, um, kidney failure, heart failure. So I'm stuck in the ICU for a couple days. I had 4-digit liver values. Their AST and ALT were, they peaked at like 3,300, so 3,300, 3,500 for a few days. My kidneys were trashed. I had an allergic reaction to all the Dilaudid, um, and my heart just wasn't good. I already have AFib, so my heart um, just was not having it. I had two PICC lines on either side of my neck and my jugulars. They were, I think it was my jugulars. I don't know. They were there to kind of recycle and clean my blood since my kidneys weren't doing anything. Um, I had rhabdo, right, from all the stress on the kidney. Um, you know, so eventually I get discharged from ICU. I'm still inpatient. Eventually I get discharged. Um, and mind you, that Monday I went in, it's about 245 pounds, give or take. I was trying to diet back down from after competing. Um, and I left the hospital at 221. So I'd lost 24 pounds in like 10, 14 days. Um, I was looking like a little pregnant stick. Um, yeah, so while I was in the hospital, I forgot to mention, because of all the blood loss, they ended up giving me nine units of blood, um, blood and plasma and all that stuff. So I later found out the human body only holds 9 to 10 units of blood at any one time, depending on how big you are. So it was fun to know that all my blood was replaced, and the blood I had lost was sitting in my abdomen. And there wasn't anything they could do about that. They told me to just kind of wait. So from I guess the beginning of May till the end of June, I was just couch bound. I wasn't doing anything. I was just um, I was able to work remotely at the time, which was nice. But other than that, it was sit here, do my career, and then I'd go out to the couch and I'd pass out. I'd only be able to eat like once a day, because anytime I ate, it put pressure on my stomach. It instantly hurt. Um, same with fluids. So I think the best I would feel would be after like a bowel movement. Honestly, excuse me. It's because I would just be empty, no food in me, no waste in me. There'd be less pressure on everything pushing out. But that was short lived. I got to eat. I'm hungry. Uh, anyways, I started after that. I started kind of bodybuilding training, just trying to train. That helped move things along pretty well. So from like July, August, September, um, I was dieting down. I was beginning to train again. I was feeling a little better. Then October, I finally got back under a barbell. I started feeling kind of like my old self again. And in November is when I decided to, on a whim, jump into that meet that I posted about, and that's how we got there. And since then, any I've been dealing kind of with a few after effects. My digestion's kind of been wrecked since then. It was pretty tip top prior to that incident. I've been wrecked since then. And aside from that, I've been having a lot of blood pressure issues. Um, so between at the barbell meet, there's a video on my third attempt. I just straight pass out. That's never happened to me on a squat before. And the first two attempts, I was getting very lightheaded at the top. Like I'm used to getting a little lightheaded, but not so much it's knocking the wind out of me like that, especially for me to straight pass out with damn near 800 pounds on my back. Um, so that's a bit scary. That made training for the Vice meet I did subsequently very difficult. Anytime I exerted anything over what would be an RPE 8, I was lights out. And then you can see how that meet went. You can watch the video. Too long, didn't watch. I bombed out. And so that leads us to now. I'm mostly healed from the injury I sustained at that meet. I rehired my old coach. I'm hovering around 235. I feel good. So hopefully I can lose a little bit more body fat and then start ramping up for a meet I signed up for in December. Jordan Wong's King of the Platform meet. I decided to do it in sleeves since the last sleeve meet I tore my bicep. And the one prior to that was from 2018, 2017. I don't know. But my third attempt is now warm up weight. So it'd be nice to get like an official PR for that. So until then, I'm just going to try to train and hopefully upload a little bit more content. Hopefully I get to a point where the content's interesting and exciting. Because nobody wants to see lightweight, right? Anyways, I don't know if there's anything else I want to touch on, but oh, hi, buddy. If you guys have any questions about what I went through, how I recovered from it, what I was doing, things I did, or anything, just leave a comment. Find my Instagram. There's a link to it in the description down below. Anyways, I think that's that. So peace out.